My name is Andrew. I'm an ice cube. I am an evil ice cube. This human named Dorby and her friend, the Carecrow, took me from my home in the freezer. They took me out of the freezer and put me in a pan because apparently I'm a witch they were looking for. I started to sizzle. I was turning into a liquid. I'm melting, I yelled. This is pretty cool, I heard the human say. The intermolecular distance between all of my molecules started to become larger. Why did those mean humans have to add more heat? I melted into water, a liquid. But those mean humans still didn't help me. They turned off the stove and poured me into the sink drain. I slid through the pipes, meeting other melted ice cubes as I continued my journey. Suddenly, I moved upwards in a pipe. I was pushed up and up until I came out of a spout. I splashed down into a pot and then sloshed over to the stove. I heard the crack, crack, crack of the stove turning on. Then, I started to get hot. I got hotter and hotter. Until I started to evaporate. Suddenly, they put these thin, hard, noodle-looking thingies on top of me. Then they closed the pot, but I was still evaporating. The intermolecular distance between all of my molecules became larger and larger until it started to get smaller. I then noticed that those hard noodle things were now soft and wiggly. I was getting colder, but I was still in the pot. Suddenly, one of my molecules became a drop of water. The intermolecular distance of all my molecules had gotten so much smaller that I was starting to condensate. I had gone from a gas back to a liquid. More drops of water formed on the inside of the pot. Then, all of my molecules, were little droplets of water on the inside of the pot. I had completely condensated. One by one, each little droplet dropped into the liquid in the pot. Then, we were taken off the stove and poured into some sort of drainer. We went one way, and the wiggly thing stayed in that drainy thingy. We flew into a bowl and sloshed around until we were put into the freezer. During the 4 hours I was in there, I could feel the intermolecular distance in all of my molecules getting smaller. I was so happy that I was finally becoming a solid again. I'd started out as an ice cube, a solid. Then I'd become water, a liquid. Then I evaporated into steam, a gas. And then I turned back into a liquid by condensating. And now I was finally freezing. I was finally solidifying. Oh, I'm so happy. And from here on out, it's a pretty happy story. I stayed in the freezer for my whole life. I never became another liquid or another gas ever again. And my name is Andrew, in case you forgot. And also, in case you forgot, I'm an evil ice cube. A solid ice cube.